Everyone, welcome back to Fosba's Designs. My name is Susanna. I'm the designer and I'm sharing the stitch sampler blanket with you in this video tutorials. Today we're in week 5 and we'll be doing the beautiful texture blanket stitch, and I'll be using my white color, which is coincidentally what I'm using in the prototype that I'm making too. Last week we walked through this section and it's a very fast textured cross double crochet. Week 5 we're doing this beautiful crochet blanket stitch. I'll zoom it in a bit just to make it clearer. It looks as if you look closely, it looks more like the C2C crochet, but that's corner to corner, but it's not. It's just uses single crochet and double crochet. So I'll show you a close-up of how I crochet it now. Right, so just a quick recap of what we've done so far. This is what week 1 looks like, and week 2 we did the moss stitch using 2 colors. Week 2, that's week 2. Week 3 we did the Jacob ladder stitch, and last week 4 we did the cross double crochet, and I'm using 2 colors for my fashion. This is my hair and my white is what I'll be using today. So you want to make sure that the last stitch, if you're switching your color just like me from what you did in week 4, you want to make sure that you undo the last stitch halfway. We had single crochet in each stitch across. I cut my yarn, I join my white. You can use whatever method you prefer. That's how I love to get my new color introduced. Then when I'm doing the edging, I'll crochet over it. Perfect. Just a couple of things to note. If you're making the blanket and you're following the pattern, last week we ended up with 170 stitches because we needed a multiple of 2 for the cross double crochets, and this week we need a multiple of 3 plus 1. So that means we'll need 169. So you can just do the math. If you've got stitches that you've reduced the number of chains, or you've altered the number of stitches, I want you to count the number of stitches you have at the last row of your section 4 and make sure that you can multiply by 3 and add 1. So because we've got 170 stitches, that's not what I've got, obviously. This is just the prototype showing you. For the blanket you have 170 stitches. I want you to go ahead and work the last stitch on this next row as a crochet 2 together, such that you can reduce and you have 169. So here I'm working with 30 stitches, and I'll show you it won't work with what's the mat, but for the main blanket you need 169. So now we want to chain 1, turn. Also, this is our right side, for which is the last row where we ended section 4 last week. Turn to have the wrong side facing you. I want to do half double crochet in each stitch across until the last 2 stitches. Okay, sorry, let me focus a bit more. So I'll do this till the end of the row when I have 2 stitches left. And I'll be back to show you. Okay, almost at the end of the row. half double crochet in each of the stitch. When you're at the end, you want to do 2 stitches together. That's half double crochet in the last 2 stitches. Perfect. Then we turn. So now you want to chain 2. This does not count as a stitch. Then you work in 2 double crochet in the same stitch. Then we skip the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, and we work in a single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet, and 2 double crochets. See that? This is what we'll repeat again. Skip next 2 stitches, work in a single crochet, 2 double crochets in the next stitch. We'll continue to repeat that. Skip next 2 stitches, work in 2 double crochet, single crochet, 2 double crochet in the next stitch. Skip next 2 stitches, skip next 2 stitches, work in 2 double crochets, single crochet, 2 double crochets. So we'll continue this repeat till the end of the row. Right, so you continue that till the end of the row. You should have 3 stitches left. 1, 2, 3. Skip the next 2 stitches and then you work in a single crochet in the last stitch, just like so. Next, we'll proceed into the next row. You don't, for this stitch, we don't really need the right or wrong side. The texture is amazing either way. So you want to turn now. Now I've turned, and for the next row, which is our row 3, you want to chain 2 again. We had a single crochet in the last stitch. What we want to do now is to make sure that we work in another 2 double crochet in that same single crochet. I told you the chain 2 at the beginning do not count as a stitch. So we'll skip the next 2 double crochets, which is the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, and we'll work in a single crochet, 2 double crochet in the next stitch. Skip next 2 stitches, single crochet, 2 double crochet in the next stitch. This is what we'll continue to repeat until we have 8 inches. You skip the next 2 stitches, which are the 2 double crochets, and crochet into the single crochet. So you're working a single crochet, 2 double crochets. Skip next 2 stitches, working single crochet, 2 double crochets, skip next 2 stitches. It's another beautiful stitch that also works so fast. And then we're at the end of the row. Skip next 2 stitches and work in a single crochet in the last stitch. So the next 2 stitches you're working are skipping at the 2 double crochet at the beginning of the row, and you're working in to the 3rd chain from the beginning, to the 2nd chain we had chain 2 at the beginning of the row. That's what it looks like. We'll turn and do 1 more row just to show you. So turn, and then you repeat row 3 again. So we'll repeat row 3 throughout. Chain 2, 2 double crochet in that same stitch. You can do it in the same single crochet that you've got. Skip next 2 double crochets and work in a single crochet in the next stitch and a double crochet and another double crochet. Skip next 2 stitches, single crochet in the next stitch, a double crochet, another double crochet. Skip next 2 stitches, single crochet, 1 double crochet and another double crochet. I'll continue the repeat and I'll be back to show you what I've got when it measures 8 inches. I've done 19 rows, repeating the same row, row 3. Let's measure. So I've got 7.5. We need 8 inches. So I'll do one more row of the repeat and then do the ends, which will be half double crochet in a row, single crochet in the other row, and we'll have our 8 inches. So now I'll go ahead and just repeat row 3 with you. Chain 2, which is the same thing we've been repeating. Chain 2, 2 double crochet in the first stitch, skip next 2 stitches, single crochet in the next stitch, and then we'll do 2 double crochets in the next stitch, skip next 2 stitches, and we'll work in 2 double crochets, skip next 2 stitches, work in a single crochet, 2 double crochets in that same stitch, skip next stitch, and we'll continue this till the end of the row. So this is row 20, and for this section of the blankets you really don't need right or wrong sides. Just relax, enjoy the project. You can customize the repeats, go as many rows as you would like. We're doing 8 inches for this section, and by the end of the row we'll skip the next 2 stitches and work in a single crochet in the next stitch, and then we'll turn. Perfect. So the next row I'll chain 1 and I'll work in half double crochet in each of the stitches across. Is anyone using more than one color for this section? I'd like to see how yours comes along. So the pattern of the stitches comes in after every of the colors of the row. So you can go 2 rows after row 1, row 2. You can switch to another color for 3 and 4, another color for 4 and 5, and that way. Or you can decide to go every other row, or decide to divide the section into 2. We're doing half double crochet, and this is row 21. So you're just giving it some simple edging for this section. Perfect. So for the blankets, you should have 169 stitches, and then we'll turn the last row for this section. We'll chain 1 and work in a single crochet in each of the stitches. And this completes the 5th section of the blanket. Your fashion should be growing beautifully and getting longer. I appreciate everyone that has posted pictures in the group. It's exciting every time I see a new picture pop up in my notification. Thank you so much for following us, joining this crochet along. It's not too late to start. As you can see, the stitches are simple and most of them you can finish over a few days. Perfect. So this is the end of this section. We'll be back next week to show you what section 6 looks like, and then I'll be going with my contrasting color as usual. I'm doing each section with a color. We're almost ending and I can't wait to see what you come up with for this section. Thank you and bye.